was cut by 60%. And I have a question for the Obama administration. Why? I mean, it's very nice of you to come out with your words of grief over the Colorado shooting. But why are you not using the limited resources of the Department of Justice to go after the illegal assault weapons that have infected our cities and our country? I don't remember the last time a medical marijuana dispensary owner went to a congressperson's public event, a college, a high school, or a movie theater to massacre people. It's time that this country get our priorities straight. President Obama, hands off my medicine. President Obama, if you want a penny from me, if you want a second of my time volunteering for your campaign, or if you want my vote, end the madness now.
The voices of truth. We'll now hear from Carol Scott.
I'm gonna go get a different angle.
Yeah, let's go.
I'll find you. You can call me if you have to.
Sounds good around here too.
Yeah, it does.
Got new tumors again. I have what they call a conglomerate tumor mass wrapped around the mesentery. Went to Stanford, thought I was going to have surgery. They decided not to do the surgery and told me, you know what, there's nothing we can do for you. You need to change what you're doing. I did. I changed what I was eating, changed my diet, but my son started talking to me, says, Mom, you got to watch this video, and I know this will help you. So we watched the video, Mr. Simpson's video on cannabis oil. 100% pure. I know, because I know where it comes from. I started that in about January before I ever went to see these guys, so I knew I was on the right track. I had my scans and stuff. It showed tumor growth. It showed all this stuff building around my mesentery. I couldn't eat, cramping, flushes, sweating. This is my life. In fact, they sent Louis this morning, told us we got cells. I went back for a scan in May, and my tumors keep shrinking. The help of everybody else with what's online and with all of you guys, and I believe we've really found a cure. I could not have done it without myself.
This is the truth. This is the truth. You know, I was raised in a family, probably like many of you were raised in a family, where I was taught that if I saw a person, if I saw a living creature that was suffering, that was in misery, and I could help that creature, then I had a moral obligation to do that. Were you all taught that? Where did these people grow up? Who are we hearing from next, James? We're hearing from David Goldman next.
Hey everybody, it's great to be here. I'm a 61-year-old retired teacher, and I am a medical cannabis patient. I may not look sick, but I have glaucoma. And I say to all those people out there that not every patient looks like they're at death's door, but still has a debilitating condition. If the federal government takes away my medical cannabis, I could go blind from my glaucoma. Thanks to medical cannabis, my intraocular pressure has gone from a dangerous level 33 to 15 in the safe zone. Thank you, medical cannabis. Obama, keep your promise. Let's safe regulate.
We have Carl Roos coming up to speak to us next. Sorry, it's not Carl. It's going to be Frank. It is Carl. Yes. Here's Carl.
Hello. I've been using medical marijuana since I've been off all of my medications from the hospital, as far as Vicodin. The list goes on and on. I weaned myself off all the narcotics. I'm doing fine with the medical marijuana. I'm real happy about it. And Obama, please fall off the feds.
We are now going to hear from Joseph Bell. Let me get a mic to Joseph.
Good evening, my name is Joseph Bell. I'm 65 years old. I have throat cancer. Was diagnosed 2 weeks ago. And I've been smoking for that whole 2 weeks, and I'm able to get out and speak to you today. I need my weed. I want to have the whole world smoke weed. Don't forget, we put it in, we can take it out. Remind you, Joseph Bell loves everyone. Stay blessed, stay powerful, and be blessed. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Joseph. We now have Michael Cohen.
They're not mine.
Good afternoon,
Grab one.
everybody.
Just
My
grab
name
one.
is Michael Cohen, and I have HIV/AIDS. I want you all to know that medical cannabis lessens my symptoms from HIV, and that without it, I will be forced to have to go to the parks and to buy underground, and I don't want to have to do that. Thank you.
So, we are not even done yet hearing the patient's truth. So let's talk a little bit about what we are here to do today. And we all know that we're here to send the President a message. We're here to ask the President to keep the promise that he made to us on the campaign trail, not to use federal resources to circumvent the laws that the voters of our state passed. We're here to ask the President a very simple and reasonable request. We want him to make sure that the actions of the U.S. attorneys in California and around the country are consistent with administration policy as articulated by the United States Attorney General Eric Holder before the Congress just a few weeks ago, when he said that his department would restrict enforcement actions to individuals and organizations that were acting out of compliance with state law. Now we know that in the case of Harborside, no allegation has been made that we have been acting out of compliance with state law. In fact, Harborside is universally recognized as being a model of legal compliance and legitimacy. We want the President, Eric Holder, to freeze all of the enforcement actions currently underway against medical cannabis organizations until the highest levels of the Department of Justice can review each and every one of those actions and make sure that they are consistent with the Attorney General's sworn testimony. We're also here to ask some questions. Why are we seeing headlines week after week, month after month, about U.S. attorneys using precious and limited law enforcement resources to target state-compliant medical cannabis dispensaries? Why are we not hearing headlines about initiatives from the U.S. attorneys to target Mexican cartels? or a meth laboratory, or a crack dealer, or the guns and violence that are plaguing Oakland and other cities. Why do we hear about the U.S. Attorney using resources that should be used to fight crime, using to fight state legal cannabis organizations? We want some answers. We're here today to send a message so loud that even President Obama will not be able to ignore it. We're now going to hear from another member of our faith community, Rabbi Green.
Really a great privilege to be here today. I am also a user of medical marijuana. I must say that I've only been exposed to the medical value for the last 2 years. And with my aches and my pains and my bad basketball knee, my hip replacement, it's been a godsend as well. Speaking about God, He in His great wisdom thousands of years ago, when He gave the Bible to the world, He included in that Bible Kinei Bosem in Hebrew, which is cannabis in English. I think the President should perhaps go back and study that Bible a little bit more. If he wants to meet me today, I'll be willing to sit with him and study as well. But what I want to emphasize today is I've been several times both here in Oakland and Harborside and in San Jose. I am impressed by how beautiful the facilities are, how so very nice and comforting. There's never any problem there. As my sign says, Harborside is safe access. May it continue to do its great work for many years.
Okay, we are now going to hear some more truth straight from our patients who know it better than anybody. Evelyn, caregiver here. Okay, and it's Evelyn Hook. Evelyn Hook. Here's Evelyn.
Hi! Great to see you. Anyway, my name is Evelyn Hogue, and my best friend, about 20 years ago, was diagnosed with stomach cancer. Had a Kaiser Oncology, gave her 6 months to live. Hardly anyone lives after you remove basically almost her entire stomach. She was a zombie. Here was a woman who never, ever in her life, just it wasn't her thing. You know, she didn't like pot. Okay? Her doctor at that time tried to talk her into, doing it. This is before it was legal, because marijuana was useless. 20 years later, another physician, and it was the great timing because she had become a zombie, lying in bed, confused. All these barbiturates and sleeping pills, clinging to that out of desperation for her pain, for her anxiety, for her confusion. I can't tell you how many nights I stayed up, sleepless, looking at her. If she was going to wake up because her breathing was so shallow. Why? Because as I learned at WCRC Women's Cancer Resource Center from a physician that was presenting there, all these barbiturates and sleeping pills, whatever, suppress your breathing. Suppress your breathing. There are more accidental overdoses due to that than actual suicides. Marijuana does not suppress your breathing. She has some serious medical issues, of course, but she can get up out of bed. She can smile. She's glad to be alive again. If she knows what medical marijuana can do, it's really a testimony. A person who never ever used marijuana in her life before that. It is a godsend. It saved her life. Our honorable rabbi, when he spoke, he reminded me of the Hebrew word mitzvah, which people think it means doing a good deed. It really means doing the right thing, the law, so to speak, of what it is to be human. Do not take this away from us. These patients need it.
All right, well, it looks like we are coming to the end of our patient testimony. I think that all of us can agree how powerful these voices are, the lost voices that really haven't been heard. And hopefully, in coming days, the patients can really have their story put front and center. We are happy, very gratified that we've received an outpouring of support from all over the world, from elected officials, from medical, legal professionals, from law enforcement officers, active duty and retired, from the news media, from the blogosphere, from activists and advocacy organizations, and from candidates who are challenging President Obama in the election this year. We have the vice presidential candidate for the Libertarian Party, Judge Jim Gray, with us here. He is a long time, very dedicated supporter of cannabis and drug law reform, and he's here to talk to us a little bit about the Gary Johnson campaign and some of the options that it might present for us.
Good afternoon. Thank you. I'm here to say to the Obama administration, to the state of California, to anyone with responsibility, that yes, if you must, you can close down Harborside, you can close down Amsterdam, and if you do, all kinds of things will happen. None of them are good. You can reduce the testing, you can reduce the quality control, you can reduce your taxes, you can reduce the medical benefits given to people, but what you cannot do is anything good from that. We're going to result in people still getting marijuana, only it'll be in illegal manners. So who knows what will happen. Let's let these, we are here on the steps of the City Hall of Oakland, for heaven's sake. Let's let these people lay down the regulations, because Harborside has met them. They are law-abiding people. Everybody who's spoken to you is a law-abiding person. Federal government, leave them alone. But I bring you good news as well, because Governor Gary Johnson, the most qualified person to be President of the United States that I know of, understands these issues. And your only hope for salvation, for survival of any medical marijuana dispensary in the United States of America is to elect Governor Gary Johnson to presidency. Otherwise, it doesn't matter if it's President Obama or Governor Romney. It won't make any difference on that or so many other issues. Governor Gary Johnson will speak for you. He will do the right thing for the right reason. My name is Judge Jim Gray. I am his running mate, and I will guarantee you that we will do everything we can to bring justice to this entire situation and to keep the federal government out of this area and allow you to choose. Thank you. Let's go ahead.
Okay, so we are rolling in towards the end part of our live sound program here. And out of respect to the city officials here who have so graciously granted us this space to gather in, they have asked us to turn off the sound at 1 o'clock so that city workers can continue doing the work of the citizens. So we're going to be doing that at 1 o'clock. Following that, from 1 o'clock to 3, we are going to sit here and we're going to hold this space. We are going to hold this space. We are going to hold this space in the name of all of the patients who could not be here today on a work day in the middle of the day. We are here in the name of all the patients who could not be here today because they are too ill to rise from their sickbeds. We are here today on behalf of all the patients who have accessibility issues that prevented them from getting here. We are here today in the name of all of the patients and their helpers and caregivers who have been incarcerated in the course of this struggle. And we are here today in the names of all those activists and all those patients who have passed on in the course of these years. We are here for every single medical cannabis patient everywhere in the world. May they all get the medicine that they need. As we roll into the non-live sound portion, we've got a bunch of activities to help us hold this space together, brothers and sisters. At 3 o'clock, we will start our march towards the Fox Theater. James Anthony is going to give us a little information on that route in just a moment. We will also, between 1 and 3, as we hold the space, we'll have some water here, we'll have some food, keep folks well nourished. We're going to have a great sing-along with some amazing songs. We're going to do some crowd interaction and chants. We're going to have some acoustic music. And then we're also going to have an art project happening where we will invite each of you to make a sign, a placard, with the name of a patient who could not be here today. And then we will ask you all to come in a procession across the stage, fold up the sign of the person you're representing, and we'll ask all the assembled people here to speak that person's name so that we may bring their presence into this square and make their voices heard along with the rest of us. James, you want to tell us about the parade route?
Sure. I just have a few minutes, maybe 1 or 2 minutes before our sound permit is about to expire. Let me see. The city has been very gracious in supporting our free speech here in the plaza, so I want to recognize the city administrator's office and the Oakland Police Department.
That's the city administrator.
Yeah, Arturo, I got the time. It's almost 1 o'clock.
How's it going?
Got the iPhone out. OPD is, of course, at the mercy of the Secret Service. At the moment, there has been no call for mutual aid and assistance, so we only have OPD on site. We don't have the sheriff or any other nearby police departments. They would do that if they needed it, but so far it's been fine. We are working closely with them. They're not sure where we're going to be able to move, and I realize it's a warm day. I do think we have a bunch of fun activities so people can hang out. At about 2:30, 3 o'clock, we're going to start organizing to march. We will either do Telegraph, which is closed, to the Fox, or if the Secret Service tells OPD that's a big no-no. Then what I would like to propose is that we go to Amsterdam University across Broadway, the scene of a heinous intervention recently with hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of federal law enforcement person power and automatic weapons deployed while horrible acts of violence were being committed in other parts of Oakland. Truly scandalous. I think we should march to Amsterdam University and rally and chant there. Possibly we should go around the corner on 17th Street to Blue Sky, which was also destroyed in that raid 6 weeks ago, and where one of our cannabis prisoners of war, Jose, was brutally beaten by federal agents. Then perhaps we'll come down Webster and back down 15th, past the gift shop, back to the plaza here, at which point we will end our rally and we will disperse before the day gets any longer and hotter. So thank you all for all your patience, your good spirit in coming here. I think we're going to have some fun. We'll have our one-woman band back up in a little bit. And various other activities which we'll all be able to come together and do. Steve, any final words?
This is a watershed moment, brothers and sisters. This is the time when we show what we are made of. We've been the victim of a strategy of 1,000 slow cuts of death designed to keep us from recognizing the enormity of what's going on right now. But what's going on is no less than a determined campaign to completely end safe and regulated access, not just in the state of California, but across the country. And we are not going to let that happen, are we? We are going to hold this space, and we are going to send a message today to President Obama and tell him to freeze these actions to make sure that they're consistent with his own administration's policy. We are not asking for anything that has not been promised to us by the President of the United States and the Attorney General of the United States and has been given to us by the voters of the state of California. We are here to claim those rights today. Thank you for coming and showing your support. We will hold this space for the next 2 hours.
Thanks very much for coming. Our sound permit is, thank you for staying. Yes. Good point. The president will be coming later on at 4:30 p.m. He's scheduled to arrive at the Fox Theater. We're going to be concentrating down here at 3 p.m. for a march to the appropriate location as yet determined. There is going to be a press conference at Oak Sedan University in a while, but that's not good. But you stay here, and we're going to hang out. We've got refreshments back here. We're going to have a sing-along, in fact. And if you really want to make your sentiments known to the president, we've got these cards here. Tell Obama to keep his promise with the contact information where you can complain to those White House operators and give them an earful. Tell them what you think about this. We'll be passing these cards out among the crowd. Taylor, you got them over there. Yes. Obama, keep your promise. Fight crime, not cannabis. Thank you.
So that would be the end of their permit for sound, and I'm going to shut down for now. CIA James here reporting in an Occupy Oakland. CIA? Why? Yeah, but I could be the Culinary Institute of America, the Computer Institute of America, the Cannabis Institute of America.
I'm Peace. I'm Sue. I'm an ambassador with Americans for Safe Access, and I'm the co-founder of Peace, which is Patients,
Excellent.
Experts, and Advocates for Cannabis Education.
All right.
And I'm going to open up the IND program.
IND?
New Investigational Drug Program.
Ah.
The Investigational New Drug Program. My friend's the federal patient, and Harborside is going to help.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks for the information. We'll see you around. So everybody always asks me about my hat. Are you really with the CIA? That's just dumb. Anyway, we're going to sign out for now, and we'll be back later. And if there's any police activity, the cameras will come on immediately. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you later. Peace.